Critical infoVis challenges the positivist assumptions of visualization, adopting a more interpretive and ethical approach to data sense-making. This is important because it acknowledges that data isn't neutral or objective, but a design artifact reflecting the values, context, and power structures of its creators and audience. This is interesting to me as it provides new models, methods, and perspectives for data analysis and communication, focusing more on the social impact and responsibility of data-driven systems. Today, we'll explore how visualizations can mislead without visual manipulation, and how to critically examine data and visualization within these three papers I've selected. The first paper is a rich and detailed case study of how coronavirus skeptics use data visualizations to promote unconventional perspectives on science on social media. The second paper builds upon the first one and presents a typology of specific attributes which make visualizations misleading. The third one provides us a metaphorical iceberg model to gain a deeper understanding of data sense-making. The first paper analyzes how COVID-19 skeptics use data visualizations to challenge mainstream narrative on social media. It uses a mixed methods approach to study the types and features of these visualizations with computer vision and network analysis, and analyzes the discussion of them with digital ethnography. In this example of a bar chart showing COVID death by country, these charts are used to compare the COVID situation in different countries and suggest that lockdowns and masks are ineffective or harmful. They often use cherry-picked data and ignore the differences in population size, testing capacity, and reporting methods. Please see the paper for more examples. The paper shows that anti-maskers practice a form of data literacy that is based on alternative facts and distrust of scientific institutions. It argues that the story around the data and visualization is more important than the data and visualization itself. The paper's strength includes its timely and relevant topic, comprehensive methods, rich and detailed data, and clear and compelling arguments. The paper provides valuable insights into how data visualizations are used and contested in the context of a public health crisis, and how they reflect deeper socio-political rifts in society. Its limitation includes its focus on US-based groups and platforms, which may not capture the diversity and complexity of global perspectives and practices on the pandemic. The paper also does not discuss the practical steps to address the ethical challenges, nor how could we think critically about the visualizations. The second paper supports the findings from the first one and presents a typology of attributes that make visualizations misleading, including 7 types of logical reasoning errors, visual tricks, which were skipped in this video, and how visualizations are vulnerable to be misused. It collects and analyzes COVID-19 data visualizations on Twitter with mixed methods and shows how they affect tweet engagement. In this example, we can see the visualization uses causal inference as the basis of its argument. This is a screenshot of a government dashboard with added annotation assigning a cause and effect relationship between the use of the drug and sharp drop in mortality. To make our visualization less vulnerable to be misused, the paper suggests including more premises for more plausible inductive reasoning, such as including more examples of datasets or more possible causal events. Overall, this paper carries the strength of the first paper and provides a novel and comprehensive typology of characteristics of visual misinformation, which can help researchers and practitioners understand and prevent misuse of visualizations. However, the recommendations are meant for designers to protect their vulnerable visualizations, and I think they're hard to achieve in a static visualization, which is important because people like to take static screenshots of an interactive visualization and alter the intended narrative. The third paper proposes an iceberg model for critical data sense-making, based on an iterative process of reflective synthesis of literature reviews. The data is the visible top, and the explicit and implicit schemas or mental models are hidden underneath. The model consists of 3 phases: add, check, and refine. In each phase, the data analyst performs different actions to acquire, interpret, evaluate, and update the data and schemas. The model also encourages the analysts to consider the role of power and multiple perspectives into the analysis and to articulate implicit schemas that may influence their findings. The authors then validated the model by applying it to 4 data analysis scenarios and compared it with previous models. Overall, the paper validates the descriptive and prescriptive power of the model through these scenarios, draws from a large body of literatures from different fields of studies, and offers a novel and grounded sense-making model. However, it does not really discuss about the limitation of the model, nor how can the model directly addresses the ethical issues of power structures in data analysis and visualization. The paper also does not provide concrete examples of how to implement the model in visualization systems. In summary, we have briefly seen how people use visualizations to manipulate the narrative without visual tricks, how designers can construct more robust visualizations, and how to use the iceberg model to critically think about the data. While the iceberg model does not directly addresses what it means for visualizations directly, we can still infer the ways to critically assess visualization from it as an audience. We can examine the explicit and implicit schemas that underlie our interaction with the data and visualization, and question their validity, assumptions, and implications. Alternative perspectives can challenge or complement the dominant schema. Power dynamics affect the production, dissemination, and consumption of data visualizations, influencing access, benefits, and authority. It is therefore crucial to critically examine data visualizations, acknowledging their inherent subjectivity and the influence of political and power dynamics.